Good morning, Adelaide. Andrew Stacey from the City of Adelaide Lions Club. We've got people waving in the background. Joe, Rosanna, Matt. We've got a fine little crew with us this morning. Good morning wherever you are in Adelaide or SA or Australia. Sunday morning we're at the Torrens Weir for our Lions Get Active walk. And this morning, I'm going to pan over to my right in a second. This morning we've got a special guest from the Lions Hearing Dogs program. We've got Laura with us, so thank you for coming along. Appreciate it. Laura's with us from the Lions Hearing Dogs program, and as anyone who might have been watching us previously before, we had David Horn a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking about the Lions Hearing Dog program in general. But today we've got Laura, who's going to be talking to us about the Medic Dog Alert program. So it's a slightly different program. It's a new program, really exciting stuff. And so it's really fascinating as well. And so we'll be asking Laura lots of questions. I'm going to try and get on camera. We've got little Honey there as well, who's a little Labradoodle. But Laura will be able to talk about that. So as we did a couple of weeks ago, morning Billy, or good evening Billy. If you've got any questions like we did with David a fortnight ago, please send them through and I'll pass them on to Laura. We've got a marvellous crew with us this morning. We've got a couple of guys from work. We've got Matt from Lions and Work, we've got Jess as well. And so if they've got any questions, as I'm sure Jess will, we'll ask them to Laura as well. So if you happen to ask any questions about the hearing dogs program as well, that you might have missed from a fortnight ago, please ask away anyway, because Laura knows all about that too. She's happy to answer those questions as well. And then, so we're going to go our regular loop. And so we'll be on camera for as long as we need to be. And then at the end of chatting to Laura, I'm going to share some new news about what we're going to do with this Lions Get Active program, what we're going to do in the future, just to change things up a bit. So thank you for joining us this morning, wherever you are. Uncle Billy, I hope you're well. Hope Val is well as well. I know Patricia will be watching. But say hi whenever you're ready for joining us. If you're joining us live now, or if you watch this video later on, I'll be asking some more questions to get your feedback later on this at the end of the video as well. So ask any questions away as I welcome Laura. Honey's off all over the place, so Laura's going to be distracted at times, which is all cool. But Honey is sniffing and searching out what is around. So thank you for joining us this morning.
That's fine. Thanks
Really,
for having me.
really appreciate it. I'm sure it's a bit of a drive from if you're living out the hills where the dogs are from.
I actually had to go from my house, which is local, to pick her
Oh,
up and then come
jeez.
back down.
So Laura's done a bit of a trip already this morning. Morning, hum. And so yeah, thank you so much for coming this early morning for us, when you'd rather probably be sleeping in as people are, which is all cool. So you've got Honey from the Hearing Dogs program.
Yeah.
Now, what's your official role
So
out there?
I'm the project coordinator for our Diabetic Alert Dog program.
Yep.
So my job is to plan and develop the program.
Yep.
Train the initial dogs, and then hopefully I'll have people working under me when I've got it all set out.
All sort of ready to go.
Yeah.
So this program was announced, I think, back in July.
Yeah.
But so when's it actually getting started?
So it began like the early stages back then.
Yep.
Mainly planning, like acquiring dogs.
Yep.
And then since then I've been over to New South Wales. I went to a course
Okay.
for scent detection.
Okay.
So I know what I'm doing now, which is good.
That's help.
And then we're kind of just like trialling things out with the puppies, like
Okay.
stuff that we can do to get them prepared
Okay.
for when they get into training.
Uh-huh. Now David mentioned, you just said it already there, David mentioned it as well. What's the scent training?
So the dogs can detect the scent that's released through the saliva and the pores when a person is having a low blood glucose level.
Yeah, right.
Or a high. So
Yeah.
pretty much anything that emits a scent, the dog can be trained to pick
Wow.
up and alert.
Which is amazing, I
Yeah.
think. From being, I've only just thought of this question now. Being a trainer, and you've been doing this for X amount of years,
Yeah.
does that still fascinate you that dogs can
Yeah.
actually do that?
Dogs are incredible creatures.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's, the ways that they can help us is just endless.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the Medic Alert program is not just for people with diabetes. Is it for other illnesses as well?
We're starting with people just with type 1 diabetes.
Okay.
So that's just where we're going to figure out the process, obviously because the medical alert is quite different to hearing dogs.
Yeah.
So once we've got that sorted out, we'll branch out to type 2 and probably other medical issues in the future.
Do you know what those other things may be?
Not sure yet.
Yes. Oh, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Don't release anything that you're not sure of,
Yeah.
so that's all good. So these dogs are trained for type 1 diabetes.
Yeah.
And so what's the process that you've got sorted out so far? How does the actual training work?
So I'm looking for volunteers with type 1 to donate their saliva samples.
Oh.
So when they're having a low or a high blood glucose level, those samples are then stored in the freezer, and that's what we use to train the dogs to detect the scent.
Yeah.
So after my course, I've learned a lot about how to train dogs for scent detection. And yeah, I need to finalise the plans on like just getting the dogs through every stage.
Sure.
So that will be what I'm doing. That's what I'll be doing this coming week.
Yeah. So while Honey's taking a break there, you can see there's heaps of people, lots and lots of people out and about here in Adelaide. We've got the rollers going past us there on the River Torrens. We're actually going to be walking past Pinky Flat to my left, and we've actually got our City of Adelaide Lions Club doing a barbecue, donating our time and our barbecue trailer for their event. So we'll make sure we say hello to them as we walk past. They've got lots of people doing a walk as well. They're doing a walk to defeat MND. So it's a fabulous initiative for a fundraising effort for MND. So we'll be walking past them in just a moment. We'll make sure we say hello. I'll even get our tent on camera in a moment. So I'm just going to take a pause from Laura in a sec, and I'll just show you where we are. So if, I think, Patria, if you want to correct me, I think, is the general public allowed to come along to this? I can't remember. So if you're in the area, come along to Pinky Flat, grab yourself a barbie, a bit of a sausage and a drink. There's lots of different vendors out here today. So come on out and support MND, the fight against MND. It's the same, obviously, charity that Neil Danaher in Melbourne does with the freeze days and stuff. I'm going to flip the camera and you'll be able to see. You'll see our barbecue out there in the nice, awesome City of Adelaide red over there. They're all getting themselves ready. They're starting to cook the barbie and whatnot, so they're getting themselves ready. Kathy! There's Kathy. You may be able to see them there. I'm not sure if I can zoom in, but that's where our City of Adelaide Lions are today.
Technology.
So we'll continue on. Hey Jess, have you got any questions for Laura?
I actually do.
Come on over. I've got more. I'm not trying to just pass the buck here. So, but let's get Jess involved. So Jess was with us a few weeks ago. Jess comes out regularly, which is marvellous. So I'll flip the camera around.
So you were saying before, so obviously like diabetes you used before.
Yeah.
And you said epilepsy as well.
Sorry, I might just go
Yeah.
down here.
As Laura's just moving away, Patria's got a question. Anyone's welcome, but they had to register for the walk. Come on down for a sausage and support M&D. So yeah, so anyone can come and support. Watch out there.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, so you said you use them for diabetes and epilepsy.
I know that dogs are used for that.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure exactly where we'll go next with our medical alert dogs. Yeah. So they can detect cancer and all sorts of
Really?
diseases, yeah.
Wow. Particular types of cancer?
I'm not sure, but
Okay.
as you've seen, like the COVID detection dogs,
Yeah.
all sorts of medical illnesses they
Yeah,
can
right.
pick up on. Yeah.
So they also with diabetes, so they could smell like the sugar dropping.
Yeah. So we'll train the dogs to alert when a person's outside their target range.
Yeah.
So obviously the low blood glucose level is like an issue right then and there.
Yeah, exactly.
But people that get high blood glucose like constantly, that can affect their long-term health.
Exactly.
So that's important for our dogs to alert to that as well.
So the dogs like they wake people up as well if they?
Yeah. Also, if they do miss it and the person falls unconscious, they will sit beside them and bark to get someone else's attention.
Oh wow, that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because like I'm not sure if everyone else knows, you can obviously like lose symptoms of having too many low sugar levels over time.
Yeah, you were telling me that last week.
Yeah.
I had no idea on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those people will probably be our priority.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
deliver dogs to, because they obviously can't tell or feel any changes in their body, and they can get to dangerous levels without knowing.
Yeah. And then obviously, yeah, like just so everyone else knows, so like low sugar levels obviously lead to comas, so that's so that's why you'd have the dogs to. Because I've seen videos
fascinating.
Like on YouTube and that sort of thing, like the dogs like people
No worries,
have
Uncle Billy.
them for diabetes, and the dogs will wake them up and bark and all sorts of things.
So I would also like to train our dogs to call emergency services in the
Yeah.
home if that's possible.
Wow.
There's little buttons that we can connect to.
Really?
Yeah, call certain numbers. So
Wow.
we train the dogs to target and press that button.
Well, literally get a paw out and tap those buttons.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's lots of different things to think about and like variables. So it's just really figuring out how we're going to make that as easy as possible for the dog to understand.
So how many years are they in training for?
So they've probably been in training for about 7 months, but the training does start when they're in foster care.
Yeah.
So the dogs will be coming in for 2 days a week from like probably about 10 weeks of age. What do you mean?
Hammers, how are you, buddy?
And then they'll do like a bit of training with me, whether it be like obedience. The beginning of scent work might start about 16 weeks. But once we get the dog like really recognising that scent and knowing that that's an important thing, it's going to make the training when they actually come stay at work a lot easier.
Wow, it's amazing, isn't it?
But obviously it is a really important job. So I want to make sure that the dogs know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
Have good scent recognition.
So, do you happen to know how the dogs? It's probably too scientific, technical, I guess. But how do the dogs actually detect insulin levels too low?
So there's a specific chemical that's released
Oh,
in
right.
the body, and it has a scent.
Oh.
So it's different for the highs and the lows, but
Wow.
that's what the dog is picking up on. So it's just a change in the smell of a normal scent.
Yeah.
So it's the same for every diabetic as well.
Yeah. But everyone will probably have their unique scent, which is a bit different. So when we've matched the dog to a client, we'll actually get their saliva samples over so that we can like fine tune that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you train them with other
Yeah,
any of the samples, and then you'd actually get theirs before you.
Yeah, so we deliver dogs Australia-wide. So it's obviously easier to get saliva samples from people in the USA.
Yeah.
They've got enough people.
Yeah.
And then later on figure out how we're going to get the samples over from the state.
So when the dogs are in foster care, do they stay with someone who, like, would have diabetes or would have epilepsy?
No, so we don't want them to be with someone with diabetes
Because it could confuse them.
Yeah, if they're not fully trained and they're smelling that scent and they're not getting rewarded for responding to it, that will prevent it would be bad for their training.
Yeah.
So
Be counteractive, wouldn't it?
So our foster carers must not have diabetes.
Or like illnesses.
Yeah.
You train for.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Wow.
And so, excuse me, I'm gonna ask a question on behalf of my mum who missed David Horn last fortnight. How do you match a dog to a recipient?
So in the application, they can specify like size of dog, coat
Okay.
length, whether they need like a hyperallergenic coat like the poodle crosses.
Yeah.
But we look at their lifestyle, their living arrangements.
What's behind you, Justin? Move over there.
Yes, if they're in high density living in a unit or something,
Yeah.
obviously we're not going to match them with a big dog.
No.
If they're elderly and a bit like frail,
Yep.
like a dog like Honey would be perfect.
Yeah.
She's small, she's not that strong.
Yep.
So we match her on lifestyle, preference a little bit,
Okay.
person.
Yep. Looks like David's online. Morning, David. How you going? He's asking, will you use the same breeds as the hearing dogs program?
So because we really need these dogs to get it right. So obviously our hearing dogs have an important role,
Yeah.
but their main life-saving sound is the smoke alarm.
Okay.
But
Yep.
the diabetic alert dogs are saving lives every day. So
Yeah.
it's so important that we get the right breed for the job. So
Yep.
we're looking at working line spaniels. So
I'm sorry. What?
working line spaniels.
Oh.
So cocker spaniels and springer spaniels.
Oh. Okay.
They've got that really high drive to work.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah. David mentioned
yeah.
that phrase about that high drive. Yeah.
So that's really what we need, so that they're always motivated to work.
Yeah.
Because they're pretty much always working.
Yeah. Yeah.
And their scent detection is excellent in those breeds.
Okay.
They've got good temperament, so that's what we've got. A few working line cockers and springers in training.
Yeah. Right.
To see how that works, and then as a hyperallergenic alternative, we'll look at hybrids.
Hyperallergenic
So how old were
alternatives.
they when you home them?
It really will depend on the dog. So
When it's ready.
ready, but probably be just over a year.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
really young, isn't it?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
think like a year with all that training for the dog and
Yeah, so we put a lot of money into training
Yeah, of
the dogs.
course.
So we want them to have the longest working life possible.
yeah.
So it costs about $37,000.
Yeah.
A hearing and probably be similar for the medical alert
Okay.
dog. So
Yep.
we want at least 10 years working life out of that dog.
And so this is for anyone who's watching a fortnight ago. This is a repeat question because it's obviously the same as with the medical alert dogs. That money that it costs to train a dog, you said 37,000. That's raised through sponsorship and
Yeah.
other just regular fundraising means, isn't it?
So we get most of our funding from general donations, sponsorship, bequests.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
That's
bequests as
really
well. Yeah.
important. So that's got us through like a couple of hard years from
Yeah.
bequests
Yep.
alone. So and we get a bit of fundraising from Lions Clubs in Australia. Yeah.
And I think that's what's so fascinating about the whole program is while the training is completed and done in Verdun, the dogs get sent out anywhere required across
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah.
So I think it's just amazing.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
our dogs are supplied free of charge. So
Yeah.
we'll never charge for our dogs.
No, that's
Yeah,
that's
so
the other
they just-
amazing thing. So whoever receives one of these trained dogs get it completely complimentary from the program, and is that even including the food that the owners would provide?
So we provide food for the first week,
Yep.
and then they supply all the food for the rest of the dogs.
So that's the
life.
only cost that they have to worry
So
about.
they also pay for vet bills and
Okay.
that sort of stuff.
Yep.
However, we've got a Lions Club at work now, and our main goal is to raise money for the dogs once they're in the homes for emergency vet
Okay, yeah.
care. Yeah.
What, is that a new club through you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. What is that, a branch club?
So we're the Club of Australian Hearing Dogs. Lions
Yeah.
Club of Australian Hearing Dogs. Yeah.
Cool.
So how long have you guys been doing the medical alert dogs?
That's only started mid-year.
So
Yeah,
have you
so-
haven't honed any dogs yet?
Not yet. No, it was all been just planning and developing the program. So it would just be not worthwhile to start training a dog yet, because I just need to know exactly what we need first.
Yeah, yeah. But would you expect the training time to be as long as a hearing dog?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just because I need them to be very precise and right pretty much every time.
Yeah.
Do they ever get it wrong? Like after you, well, I guess you probably might not know.
Yeah,
if
well,
they're
I
home.
probably won't know until
Yeah.
it's kind of going to be a little bit of trial and error.
Yep.
But we're going to have same sort of like follow-up training with the Lions Clubs involved. And we're also thinking about developing an app on your phone so the person can track how many lows they have, how many
Oh,
highs,
okay.
and like whether the dog alerted,
Yeah, right.
That's awesome.
how well the dog did, and then that data will get sent straight back to our training headquarters.
Wow.
So we'll be able to see if the dog needs like some extra training, like for us to visit just to polish them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, if only you knew anyone who in IT that could help with that sort of thing. Patria. Could that then be, Jess, could that then be somehow aligned to the device we'll get? Sorry, I didn't mean to walk up this way. Could that then possibly be hooked up to the device you've got? Do you reckon?
I don't know. So I'm using, I don't know how familiar with like diabetes technology. I'm using the Freestyle Libre, the one where you tap your arm and it tells you like what your level is, so it gives you like the graph all the time. So I guess you were asking.
Could it be? Could they connect? Could they?
I'm sure that's possible.
Yeah.
There is that app is on your phone.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I guess they could.
And what's good about the dogs to know is like they're not going to replace these other aids that people have.
Yeah.
But as good as the technology is, like it can often fail or malfunction.
Yeah.
Or like the insulin's not good.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So these dogs are more like just an extra layer of protection. So you're still going to have to check your blood levels, but these dogs will give you that extra peace of mind. We'll also be delivering dogs eventually to children. So it's going to give parents that peace of mind. Like I've heard stories about, the kids sleeping in their parents' room until they're 15,
Because, and I guess when I was young as well, like mum was waking me up during the night to test my sugar.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
if they had a dog like that.
Yeah.
Dave's got another question for you here, Laura. When do you expect the first dog to be placed?
So I'm hoping for end of 2021.
End of 2021.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's if all goes smoothly.
And how would people that need the dogs apply for?
Yeah.
Is it through their doctor?
So we aren't accepting applications as yet.
Yeah.
Because our waiting list would just be so long.
Oh yeah,
So,
absolutely.
but eventually, we'll have the applications. They can contact us. We'll send them out. Then they'll get a doctor's report
To show
that's
how
the same
bad
day,
they-
yeah.
Yeah.
And in the application, they can tell us about their lifestyle and the issues that they have. Because each case is very different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fascinating. We're going to make our way up the little hill here, but we might just stop just to make sure that people behind us are okay. Kids are coming along, they're just holding us up. Oh my goodness, who brings kids along? Maddie or Johnny, have you got any questions at all? No. Cool, excellent. Good chat. Anyway.
I gave all my questions to Jess.
So keep questions coming through, guys. Lots of fascinating info from Laura here. So we just stop in just a moment just to let people catch up. We've just got Johnny's kids, so we just want to make sure that they're okay. But yeah, if you've got any other questions, keep sending them through. So I appreciate them so far. I'm just going to scroll through and make sure I haven't missed any. So I just mentioned before, as Patria's put a comment on that barbecue for MND. Anyone is welcome to go along and support the barbecue itself, buy snags and buy drinks and whatever. There's lots of different stalls there. There's not just our Lions Club there. So if you wanted to walk, you had to register. But if you want to go to Pinky Flat to get a bit of lunch and support the cause, then obviously anyone is more than welcome. So come on down to Pinky Flat and show your support. That'd be great. So you're more than welcome. So we've got our last couple of people joining us, and we'll continue on in a moment. So I'm just going to scroll up on the comments, make sure I haven't missed any from underneath since there. Cool. Do we want to go over the bridge and around, or we have it just to go straight back?
You're cool, you're in charge.
I'm in charge, that's cool, well that's all right, we'll just go straight back to where we come from, and that's easy as, so...
Honey, this way.
Yeah.
I think Shania's got a question.
Shania's got a question, that would be good. Alright, so I've got a question from... Just move over this way, Johnny. We'll make sure we stay on the left. I've got a question here from my Uncle Billy in England. Are these dogs multitaskers? For example, phones or whatever, etc.
Do you mean like a hearing dog and a diabetic dog? Like
Either.
But, yeah, so we can do dual purpose dogs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So if someone is
go.
is hard of hearing and diabetic,
Yeah.
like, there's no reason why they can't train
Oh, okay.
to do both.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
The diabetic alert dogs will do other tasks as well as just alerting to the blood glucose levels.
Okay.
So they'll be trained to fetch like a hypo kit so a person can treat
Oh my
themselves.
goodness, that is so amazing.
So the jacket has
Yeah.
pockets on the side.
I'll come in.
So the jacket's got pockets here.
So they can carry lollies.
Yeah, and on the delivery jacket it says, in emergency check the pockets
Yeah.
on the jacket.
Okay,
So
yeah, right.
the dog will, if you do fall unconscious in public, the dog will sit beside you and bark. Person will come along, think, oh, what's going on here? See the jacket, read it. There's instructions in the pocket. There's like emergency glucose
right.
based. Yeah, so there's lots of different things to think about.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like the good old days back in the cartoons where it's just like, you know, the drum of rum underneath the massive dogs.
Yeah.
Just looking at Honey there, she's got a green coat,
Yep.
which is obviously, so for anyone who was with us a fortnight ago, you see other hearing dogs with the orange coat. So what's the difference, does the difference in colour mean
So
anything?
the green coat is for our medical alert dogs.
Yeah, okay.
Orange coats for hearing. If you see any puppies in blue coats, they're our foster puppies. So
Yeah.
they could be going into either program.
Okay, yeah. So, and again, this is repeat information from a fortnight ago, but it's always worthwhile to repeat for anyone who's listening today. Lions clubs can get involved by being that sponsoring person, so the dogs would then be wearing the blue jackets. Clubs can get involved by simply sponsoring a dog, and that way the dog is under your name. It's usually a sponsorship of $3,000. The City of Adelaide Lions Club and the Cubs Club have sponsored a puppy each, which we're more than proud about. And I think obviously the jackets have the Lions emblem, they've got your hearing dogs emblem, and do they have the club name on there as well, or something like that?
The puppy jackets do have like the club who sponsored them and the dog's name.
Yeah,
so,
and the dog's name as well, of course. Yes.
Yeah.
Which is marvellous. So I was just checking to see if there's any other questions there online. Yeah, so like I say, I encourage any other Lions out there who are watching this video, whether it's live now or you watch it later, get involved with the Hearing Dogs program. Amazing program. A little bit of money goes a long way, and that way to show your support for the program and what these amazing dogs do is always appreciated. So get in contact with David or Laura or anyone from the Hearing Dogs program, and they'll be able to help you out with what to do and how to do it. I'm just checking behind me, make sure I'm not going to knock anyone over. So that way you can get involved. So you mentioned right at the start of the video that you're looking for volunteers.
Yes, so volunteers that live locally in SA.
Yeah.
I'm after saliva samples
Right.
from them, so I can provide a sample kit, all the instructions, there's an instructional video on how to collect them, and then I'll come and pick it up from your home when you've got a amount of saliva samples to collect. Yeah.
How many saliva samples do you need?
I need a lot. So when they're in the freezer, they last for 6 months. But
Oh, wow.
when you start training the dogs, they'll be put into the fridge, and then they're only good for 3 days.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
So they can also get contaminated. So if the sample falls out onto the floor, we're not going to use that one again. So I need as many samples as possible.
That's fair enough.
But also for people living outside of SA and inside. I also am after people to fill out a questionnaire just about their experience with type 1 diabetes.
Okay.
Just to give me a good idea on everyone's unique
Yeah.
situations. Yeah, everyone's different.
Absolutely.
So I want to make sure that the dogs are trained to suit everyone. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Is that fair to assume then that you're in touch with Diabetes SA and all those organisations to?
I have spoken to them before, but I'm planning on doing information nights and putting out flyers there.
Yep.
So hopefully I can hopefully I can build a good relationship with those sorts of associations.
Absolutely.
And work together.
Yeah. So obviously let us know when you do that, because we'll help promote wherever we can as well. So so that way the viewers out there can come along and find out more and everything else. And
we've also got World Diabetes Day coming up. The 14th of November.
14th November.
So if any clubs want any brochures or promotional information from our program,
Yep.
just let me know.
Yeah, cool. And it's very fitting that Laura's actually mentioned that the walks that we do for this Get Active program, for all the volunteers, or well, not volunteers, but all the people that come along for these walks, obviously I know how far we've walked, and so we're just keeping a tally that can go towards, oh, I've lost it, Lap the Map. So, which is obviously a program, Alliance program that promotes diabetes as well, and so Lap the Map is all about keeping account of people going for walks, bike rides, all that sort of stuff, in readiness for Diabetes World Day as well. So hence the reason what we're doing with what we're doing. This is all about, not just about getting our own exercise in, but it's about diabetes awareness as well, and what programs are out there that Lion Clubs and Lions Australia is actually promoting and getting out there to get people out there and do what we can about diabetes. So it's been a while since I've said this, I'll say it again for the first time, even as a repeat. Diabetes is one of the 5 world global causes, along with hunger, environment, childhood cancer, and sight. So diabetes is the 5th, is one of those 5 world causes. I'm just going to, I'll walk behind you guys. Is one of the 5 world causes outlined by Lions Clubs International. So that's the reason why we're doing what we're doing with these walks and this whole program. So that's why we appreciate the fact that Laura's come out with us this morning to talk about these medical alert programs, and the potential they've got is amazing. So we'll obviously be watching what you guys do intently. And I know that Laura and the guide and the hearing dogs, well, I was about to say guiding dogs, wowzers. The hearing dogs program will obviously keep everyone as informed as possible as it's all going, as it's all progressing. So yeah, we're fascinated by the whole thing, and we love what you guys do. We're massive fans, so yeah, we know that you'll keep up the good work.
Yeah.
Any other questions at all, Jess?
I've got a lot.
Yeah, go
No, I was
nuts.
thinking just before, like, do scents change, like, for the, like, because I've had diabetes 20 years, like, would my scent be sort of different to someone that's only had it for like 1 year, or it stays
That's a
like?
really good
Wow.
question.
It's around
I'm
now.
not sure it would stay relatively the same.
Yeah.
It's the same chemical that you're producing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a good question.
Good topic of research.
Oh, yeah.
That could be someone's
I
that could be
guess
someone's
with the
thesis.
scent, yeah. With the scent, with the scents that you get, the saliva samples and everything, I
Yeah.
guess you pick that up,
Yeah.
over time.
But we are going to check in on our clients with dogs, so the same as hearing dogs.
Yeah.
Check in at least once a year, so 6 months to once a year. Make sure like we can look at them, see firsthand how the dogs work. So we want to keep up that quality of work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so you got to pick up on whatever changes are over time and everything
Yeah.
else, isn't it? So, yeah. Are you guys then, when you talk about quality and quality program that's out there across any sort of industry, are you guys aligned to assessments like that?
Yeah, so we're part of the Systems Dogs International.
Okay.
So we have to do our public access tests at least every 2 years on all our active dogs.
Okay.
So for hearing, that includes the hearing assessment test,
Yeah.
and then like a public access test is Darren, my boss, will go walk around with the person in the shops to
Okay.
make sure their public behaviour is acceptable, so that we maintain a high quality of dogs in public.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
we have to do that as part of our association with them.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sorry, Jess, did you have anything else?
No, I'm
Go.
thinking about how exciting like, this all is. Like, especially for those type 1s that have like lost their symptoms, or
Yeah.
their control like over the years has not been as they'd like it, and it's just
Yeah.
so exciting, like, for the future, I guess.
Yeah. And what's interesting to me especially is like you can have periods where your blood glucose levels just change, even though you're doing the same amount of exercise, same diet, same medication. So it's just quite unpredictable. And
It is,
our
yeah.
dogs will just help with controlling that and making sure that you're safer.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, that's the thing that Jess brought up probably a month ago, 6 weeks ago, when I was talking to Jess with this whole thing as well. And the one question I didn't get a chance to ask because we were chatting about other stuff was purely that thing of, like I said, this whole program is all about just being active and exercise and that sort of stuff. And that obviously changes your blood sugar levels.
Oh yeah.
So is there a recommended type of exercise for people with diabetes? Or is it a case, or is it literally an individual thing, or?
Yeah, it's an individual thing. Like I guess like I saw my doctor a couple of days ago.
Oh really?
So she said, what sort of exercise you're doing.
Yeah.
She will take work with you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So weightlifting versus cardio versus interval training, like did they mention that one is better or worse than another, or is again it's just purely individual?
I guess for us, like for me, it's hard to say really. Like with type 1, you do want to keep us active, like to keep the blood flow going.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can still lift weights. You can still, you know, like all type 1s have a different exercise regime.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. The doctor will just work with you, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trial and error as well,
Exactly,
type thing, isn't it? Yeah.
But I guess different types of exercise like do different
Well, that's
things
what I'm.
to
Yeah, that's what I'm
levels.
thinking. Yeah.
But there's no like
Okay. Maybe the doctor can suss that out too as well as part of the whole thing.
well, I guess like you know, someone who's swimming would do something different to running, for instance.
Well, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So you just have to adjust your insulin for it. But
Yeah.
I guess the dogs would skip it, you know, lows and
Cool.
Would
Jim-
we go with you in the water and maybe not?
I'm not sure I've thought of that.
Just a random question I thought of.
I guess you could take them in, but there's no reason why you wouldn't.
They go with you on a run, I guess.
Yeah. So with their public access rights, they can pretty much go with you wherever you go.
Yeah.
Except in like certain areas of hospitals where like we
Okay.
have to get out and glove ourselves,
Yeah.
or commercial kitchens where they're selling food for sale. So they're pretty much the only two, maybe like some certain national parks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But pretty much everywhere else, the dog can go with you.
I'm gonna. No. You go. Go.
How do you actually get them? Like, where do you get it? Like, where are the dogs donated?
So we used to get all our dogs from hounds and rescue organisations. But there's just not the right sort of dogs that we need there anymore. So most of the SA hounds and rescue organisations have like staffies, mastiffs, those sorts of breeds.
Yeah.
And it's not that we couldn't train them for this work, but they just have, you know, not
It's
the
that
best
perception thing,
public
isn't it?
perception.
Yeah.
So we want all our clients to be approachable and, you know, you're walking through the shops with a huge staffy, like,
Yeah.
might be a bit confronting or intimidating. So we have been getting some of our dogs from breeders lately. We've got lots of Labradoodles, Tenterfield Terriers, so a bit of a smaller option. We get them grooming. So yeah, we get our dogs from all sorts of places. And we pay for all our dogs.
Yeah. That's part of that 37,000, isn't it?
So some breeders might donate a dog every now and then to us, but yeah, we generally pay us.
Yeah.
I guess the ones that you would be after as well would have like longer lifespans than some of the other types of breeds. Or
Yeah, so the bigger breeds, like, you know, your Great Danes and stuff, like their lifespan might be 7 to 8 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
Oh.
bigger breeds don't live for as long as the
Oh.
smaller, medium
Okay.
size.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Is there anything else to share from the program at all?
I think we've covered.
We have. Yeah. So if you've got any questions, if you've still got any questions out there, if any of you are watching, send them through. There's Kathy and Alan over there that I'm waving to. I'm going to quickly turn their camera. You might be able to see them in the background there. They're waving. I said M&D barbecue that I'll be going to after here. Sorry about that. So come on down. If you've got any more questions for anyone that's watching, whether you're watching live now or you watch this video later on, send them through in the comments. Obviously I'll get them. I'll pass them on for you at another time. but we can leave it there from Laura's point of view, from sharing everything about the hearing dogs. And the medic dog alert, or the medic alert program, which is just fascinating. I'm just going to get out of the way of a cyclist here. Thank you so much for coming along.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem at all. Anytime. It's just fascinating what you guys are doing. I reckon we might have a last question here from Uncle Billy. Pat, how are you? She says hi, Laura as well. Pat Mills, who follows this walk every week, which we appreciate. I've just got the sun glare. I'm trying to read the question from Uncle Billy. Does the dog's reaction change if there is excess alcohol in the person's system?
So that is something we'll have to think about. I know alcohol does affect the blood glucose level quite a lot.
Yeah. Different types of alcohol
Yeah.
affects it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So it still shouldn't affect the chemical being released from a person's body.
okay.
So it shouldn't really affect how the dog alerts.
Do what they do.
Yeah.
Ah.
Just the saliva samples will give you that
Yeah.
information too.
Yeah.
So you need that info from alcoholics as well, from AA. Right, no problem at all. Just joking.
So for the saliva samples to be useful, like you can't eat or drink anything other than water. It's like
Okay.
half an hour before.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So we don't want other scents being on there. So we want the dog to be able to focus on the target scent.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Thank you, Uncle Billy. Excellent question. Excellent. So, like I say, if you have any more questions, send them through. It's been fascinating with what Laura's doing. As I mentioned earlier, we'll be watching what the program does intently. I'm sure Pat will. Pat Mills here is the chair for Lions Australia Diabetes Program, so I know that she'll be watching. Good night, Uncle Billy. Have a good night, mate. Sleep well. My Uncle Billy's from England, so
Okay.
he's they'll be staying up very late with us here, but he follows us most weeks, which is really appreciated. So it's brilliant that Laura's been with us. Brilliant that Dave was with us a fortnight ago. Lions Hearing Dogs program is amazing. Like I said, we can't talk highly enough about it, so I really appreciate that you came along to talk about and share with us what's going on.
Cool. Thank you for having me.
Beautiful. So I'm just going to finish up from from this program's point of view. So I've been talking for the last few weeks about changing the venue of where we're going to walk. Today we're at the Torrens River again, along the weir, along the Torrens Park run. But what we're going to do next week is going to be a little bit more exciting from the point of view of I'm going to start changing things up. So for those of you that do follow me every week and follow this program each week, I'm going to start changing and varying where we do these programs just to keep our interest levels up. So anyone is more than welcome to join me on these walks or what I'm going to do next. So obviously the program is all about diabetes awareness as well as well-being awareness. So Lions Get Active is all about being active, whether that's a mental activity, whether that's a physical activity, whether it's a social activity, etc, etc. So from next week onwards, I'll release exactly what I'm going to do in the next day or so. But the idea of what I'm going to do for the next X amount of weeks, because my next idea is could go for that long, is to start varying where we do have these Sunday morning get-togethers. So what I'm going to start doing is, instead of just being at the Torrens, along the Torrens each week, or previously when I was at Victoria Park for a couple of months, is I'm going to start varying where I'm going to go. So I might go to the beach, might kick the footy at an oval, might play some basketball somewhere, and one of my daughters does some ballroom dancing, so we'll do a Latin fitness class in the morning with the dance instructors. We'll look at we might even go to Latitude. We can look at going through the hills. So last week, Jess here, lovely Jess, Jess and Matt joined myself and my girl out at Morialta Falls, which was a lovely walk out there. And it's been years since, like I said, it's years since I've been out of Morialta Falls. We could head up Mount Lofty. If there's a particular beach people want to go to, let me know where you'd like us to go to. If you've got any suggestions out there as to where you'd like me to go and take this program, send those ideas through. I'm open to whatever. I've even talked to one of the guys from work who plays a bit of golf on the weekend, so I'll even try and swing a club out there. Meg, how are you? What does Meg say? Come to the Northern Suburbs, Fremont Park. Sounds good. Tell me where Fremont Park is and what's out there, Meg, and I'll come along. So I'm thinking I'm going to really change up what this program is all about. So I'll obviously let people know what it is that we're doing so that you can join us. And if this gets more people coming along with us, then that's fantastic. If not, I'll promote still activity of physical activity and everything else that I have been doing. I'm still planning. I've got back in contact with Diabetes SA to try and get a nutritionist, exercise physiologist to come along for these walks. If I do an interview with someone like we've done with Laura or Jess or David Horn last week, I'll probably come along here to the Torrens Weir, and that way it's nice and easy. It's a nice easy walk and nice way to interview people. So I'll still come along here to do my interviews with people. But if I don't have an interview lined up, like I said, I'm going to start going across wherever. We can even look at the Mega Adventure Park, which is out at West Beach, that massive metal structure. We'll get up in the air, and I'll do a live feed from there if I can. Like I say, if I go to latitude, I'll see if I can do a couple of somersaults with the camera in my hand. So if you've got vertigo or motion sickness, don't watch that part. But I'll give you a heads up for that bit.
Just look away.
Just look away for 10 seconds. So I'm really thinking let's really take advantage of the fact of promoting healthy activity through this program. So if you've got any suggestions out there of what you'd like me to do, as Meg has just done, please send them through and I'll see if I can line it up. So I'll need to plan ahead as to what I can do when. Next week will probably be something simple like a beach walk or kicking the footy at an oval or something like that, because I've got a cabinet meeting at 10 o'clock. By doing these other activities, unless I let you know otherwise, they'll still be at 9 o'clock, but it's possible that some of these activities might be at 10. So if that's a more encourageable time for you to come along to these things, then we can change the time to 10 o'clock. That is not a problem. So keep an eye out. I'll obviously keep everyone updated through Facebook here. I'll keep my members updated through text messages and our meetings as well. I'll get the message across to other clubs as to what I'm doing, as I have continued to do anyway. Uncle Billy, stick to the trampoline. Hey, look, if you're suggesting that, Uncle Billy, then that's what I'm just going to have to do. So back in my former years of a trampolinist, I'll see what I can still whip out. So any suggestions, let us know. We're coming to the end of our walk, and so that's got our exercise in for the day. We've been walking now for about half an hour, 40 minutes, even maybe a little bit longer. So hopefully you're finding your way to still keep active and to keep healthy. If you've got any questions about diabetes awareness and that sort of stuff, please send them through as you have done before. If you've got any questions about well-being, like I say, your physical well-being, your mental well-being, please let us know. Really appreciate all the guys and girls that have come along with me this morning, whether they've been able to keep up or not. Here come the stragglers. If you're a jogger, you can jog along.
I said walk, not run.
You know, we can even look at the idea of cycling. I can always head back to Victoria Park, get on the bike, do a few laps on the bike, see if I can find a way to mount the camera, get on the skates. Whatever ideas you've got out there, I'm happy to look at. So let us know. Matt's a keen footballer. We can kick the footy with Matt. Joe, what do you like?
I'll bring the bike out.
He'll bring the bike out. Joe's a keen cyclist.
No, he likes bingo as well.
The motorbike? Oh geez, that makes it a bit harder.
And bingo and keno.
Bingo and keno. So whatever it is that you're doing, like I say, I'm going to enjoy what we're doing. Keep up with your activities of what it is that you're doing. If you've been joining me since March.
Lawn bowls.
Lawn bowls? We can look at lawn bowls. That's not a problem.
That can get really aggressive. Oh, yeah.
We can look at lawn bowls, easy as. Get my dad involved. So yeah, any suggestions, please send them through. Find a way to keep active, everyone out there. Keep looking after yourselves with whatever it is that you're doing. If you've got any questions, send them through. If you're interested in joining the Lions Club, as I've mentioned many times before, send us a PM message here on Facebook. Happy to send you through, whether it's our club or to a neighbouring club. Doesn't always have to be our club, obviously. We want to promote Lions across the whole district. So the more volunteers, the better. District Governor Tony would be more than happy for any more members to join. Whichever clubs, some marvellous clubs out there. So yeah, that's what we'll be having with our program over the next few weeks. Over the next day or so, I'll definitely let everyone know on Facebook what it is that we'll be definitely doing next Sunday, so you know where to go if you want to join us. Well done, guys.
We made it.
Bubs are asleep, Shania's getting carried. Yes. Oh jeez, it's all cool. So I'll let you know what we're going to be doing next week. Like I said, it'll be something simple. Like I said, I've got a meeting to get to by 10 o'clock. So keep an eye out, I'll let you guys know. Until then, thank you so much for joining me this morning. Thank you to everyone joining and coming along for the walk. Thank you, Laura, again one more time. Have a great Sunday, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Ciao.